It's not going to do us any good going forward.
No, it's not. Not the time of the year to be doing those sort of things.
Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Each night I pray, I don't wake up. I give my love to which you could. Each night I pray, I don't wake up. I give my love to which you could.
So where are we?
I don't know. We don't know. What's the name of this town that we're in? So no one knows.
I didn't know if that was going to be are you f***ing stupid, like, as if you don't know.
So where are we now?
Oh God, what's the name? Shizuk. I've a clue. We're somewhere in Poland.
What's the name of the place?
Is it Bielsko? Bielsko-Biała? Krakow? Fucking that other place in Poland?
Poland?
Bielsko-Biała, I think. It's actually so hard. Is it that?
We in Polski. What do I say? Yeah, we're out here in Polski for round 2 of the UCI World Cup Series. Slovakia. Where? Oh, look out, mate.
We're in Poland. Where exactly, I have no idea. I have to look at my snap maps for that. But yeah, we're on a new track, which has for me been like, I think, years. It's just very exciting in the beginning of the season to have somewhere we've just never been before. I think everyone's quite excited and just loose, ready to get it.
A lot of jumps, a lot of little rooty bits, a lot of lines. I'm keen.
So here in Poland we've got brand new venue, brand new track, literally untouched by any World Cup riders before. So it's just nice for everyone to kind of go up there, track walk, scratch their heads and have to go through the same process from scratch as everyone else out there. So I think everyone's just really excited for something fresh. And from what I can see, from what I've heard, it's not rained here in quite a while. So that top layer of dirt is just real soft and sandy. So with 327 riders entered, at least 100 riders hit everything super hard from very early on in practice. So it's basically just going to fall apart.
Always try to learn the track visually in your head before you even do practice, so then you kind of know where you're going already. You're not like trying to figure out where the track's going, you're kind of figuring out your lines. So a few things to learn.
Yeah, Ollie had a savage year really. You know, it was a big change for him, his first pro team. And then yeah, to get injured twice, you know, and the first one should have taken him out but didn't, and he soldiered on, I think. But yeah, eventually got taken out with his wrist injury, which was just so savage for a first year, but hopefully he feels, you know, backed up enough and comfortable and knowing that everyone's supporting him and everyone's there to yeah, try and help him, and, you know, we're not annoyed at him. Like, how could you be?
It's a long recovery process to get full mobility back in the wrist. So he's got some hardware in there, screws and plates, which means that the wrist won't really function like it should until that comes out in the future. So it's just a case of, you know, helping him do the best he can in his preparations. And
yeah, and maybe this touches on me just being too positive, but like I thought, like, sweet, I'll be right in six to 8 weeks. Had surgery like a week after I shattered it. I ended up with 10 screws and a plate on my radius, and they had to put it really far forward on the end of the bone, so it kind of restricts movement that way. And then also all the ligaments and everything else go over the top of it. So I'm experiencing a few issues with that now, just like when I'm trying to brake and stuff like that.
In my opinion, I think with the help of Chris Kilmurray helping him with the strength training, he's done some remarkable work to get to where he is now. But it's getting to the stage where, because you're close to the end, you're trying to push things. And you've got to just set yourself little goals and targets, and rather than the time thing and say, right, when I can do this, when I've got this much range, then I can start doing. How do I get this range? What are my key things to help me get the movement back?
Riding at that speed, obviously you're exposed to more. You're at the limit even when you're healthy. Like my whole left-hand side like locked up this morning, and Wayne reckons because I'm compensating so much for my right side, it's all like from here all the way up to here. It's just like
He's faced with dilemmas about, do I remove the plate at some stage because now it's healed? When do I remove the plate? Do I risk removing it mid-season, in season? Something can go wrong, then I might not be able to ride the next of it. So those are things that mentally just take up a lot of energy and a lot of time.
The plan and the goal for him now is just to take the season one race at a time, but an eye on steadily progressing and building throughout the season, and if we can all keep that focused, then sky's the limit, really.
So keen on this. New Year's Day till March the 14th I just spent in Queenstown, which is like the riding hub of New Zealand.
Riding bikes, having fun, seeing the homies, ticking off bucket list spots to ride.
Bike time is so important, and I found that out.
Training, meeting up with the crew that were there with Red Bull, and just, yeah, he lived the dream.
It's helped so much, just getting better on all different types of bikes.
It was just insane, the level of riding that went up. Like, you can just see he's more confident on the bike, he's not thinking so much. It's just insane to see how his riding's progressed.
However, cut back to the race season, fuck, it is not going to plan.
He's game time!
I had a pretty big slam in the stump section. Oh.
It's like watching paint dry with stress. Looking at the numbers now, I think we're in. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely in. It's weird, if you look on paper, it's like, you know, Rudi's a shoo-in to get into the Worlds team, for example. He's qualified at every Junior World Cup, but he's out the arse.
Yeah, I think it's hard for a junior because, I think in a way you feel like you've only got 2 years to prove yourself to a pro team, but especially in the men, there's so many of them, and a lot of them do take time to get to a pace that's worthy of, you know, a top 30 at a World Cup. The speed's definitely there in places, but I think for him, it just goes to show, you know, the mental side is massive because his speed's there, his style's there, like very obviously there. And yeah, it's just that last thing that requires the puzzle to kind of bring itself together is your mental state.
Bangers, bangers. Yeah.
Yes, big Ginge. Smash it. Yes, big Ginge. He's enjoying it. He's got a smile on his face, which is always quite good, really. Like, really, I mean, for all of the athletes, it's exactly the same. So, you know, he still needs to just push on, and he can. He's just got such good ability that we're kind of, there's something just not clicking.
Rudi Eichorn, Canyon Collective, FMD, 3.5 seconds back, holds that edge all the way round. Eichorn, still moving. Oh, he goes down. Yeah, you get the feeling one of these days Eichorn's going to hook one up, and it is going to be very, very fast when he does.
Last corner.
Gutted for you, dude. Pushing though.
Yeah.
Pushing.
Literally like completed the woods. I was like, yes, yes, I can just let off now.
We've supported Rudi since he was freaking 13 years old, you know, and to watch him from there, like winning youth races, being the best, being the showman, being everything else that Rudi's been, to where he's at now, is just heartbreaking. It's racing at the highest level, and if we want to be a race team, we've got to have those racers.
To where the grass ends. Yeah, Val di Sole was looking really good. Like, it's a place I feel very comfortable at, and like I was just very, very excited to get riding there, and believed in my ability, and like everything was sort of lining up to be pretty good again, and just enjoyed the whole process of the weekend. And we had some pretty wild weather, and we thought with the rain that came in that was like it's going to be the best thing for the track. It turned out to be the worst track we've probably ever ridden in Val di Sole, and it was so bloody gnarly. Yeah, qualifying was sort of an average run, like kind of lit a fire inside of me because I didn't really execute anything like I wanted to. So then semis, I come out, red hot, and like was real keen to put down like a really good run. Yeah, it was trending that way, and I came out, and like sometimes on a full run, you can kind of feel if your tyre's a little bit flat. Yeah, sure enough, by the first split, I could feel like the rim was hitting all the rocks in the first rock garden. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, like another flat tire in a semi-final run, and I was pretty pissed off, so I just kept riding, and it managed to hold like just enough air that it wouldn't roll off the rim. And I think because the track's quite steep, like you can kind of just hold your speed, but I came across and I was 2 seconds back, and don't know, just shit luck, and with an injury that's not really getting any better. Like you're putting in so much time, effort, mental stress, physical, everything. It's just amplified, like it's hard. So yeah, kind of frustrating to end the weekend like that.
Oh, so close yet so far.
And then I go down, pull, off the lip, land.
So fucking good time. Ollie's really struggling with his wrist, and he's got the plates, and it's just at that point, obviously, when you know the way you ride a downhill bike, it's probably the worst position that he could be in for the plate that's in his hand.
What we've discovered is that unfortunately the metal work that's in there is just whatever way it's positioned and placed, it just does not allow him to load it. So high volumes of downhill, high volumes of heavy strength training, even motocross riding or anything that's just intense just doesn't really work. So we have to be really, really smart about how we manage the volume. Half of that is that it's just sore and just gets worse the more he uses it, and the other half is the mental side of things where he's just thinking about it all the time.
I've always said that like you create your own luck, and I'm a big believer in that. Like I think I'm having this bad luck because in the off season I wasn't laying the foundation of practicing, doing multiple runs, doing like the amount of riding I did this off season would almost be like 1/3 of what I usually do, just because I physically couldn't, and I was still in a cast. Because of my limited riding, I'm not as strong as I would be. Because of the wrist, I can't actually gain strength on my right side just because of the pain. And then you turn up to a World Cup and try and have to race the best riders in the world that are feeling fit and healthy and that are progressing every week. It's quite mentally draining.
Aussi sur les épreuves d'enduro. Il prend la troisième place. Third place for Blinky, 3:42.43. On va aller avec un Irlandais. Au niveau du championnat du monde, de très nombreux podiums, et on va recevoir
No.
Well, he rode into it.
Out the fucking gate. That boy's luck, man.
It's not going to do us any good fucking going forward.
No, it's not.
Do you want to see it? You crash. Don't give up hope, man.
No, I'm not. It's just I can't do anything in the gym
Yeah.
because of my wrist. I can't ride downhill really between races because of my wrist.
What did they say about taking it out?
It has to be in for 12 months, which is first weekend of September.
Yeah. Have you spoken to anyone else about taking it out early?
I don't know how. But then it's the issue with taking it out is the doctor, because there's so many screws in the head. He said like minimum 2 months just for the bone to actually heal. It's more of a mental battle than
It will be. Just don't apologise to me, man. It's you.
Once this season's done and I get this played out, I'm going to be laughing.
You have to see something within their performances which gives you the confidence that you can support them fully. By supporting them fully, I mean, you know, give them a contract for the next year.
You know, and what's the plan there? And do you feel you have a moral obligation
I suppose to a point, because he's been injured all year, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I feel as though, yeah, maybe he hasn't been able to shine at his best, but then, you know, fuck.
Would other teams keep a rider if they didn't perform out of injury for 2 years?
But would other athletes push harder as well?
Good, yeah.
I don't know what to do.
It's a tough one. Rider team contracts are obviously a super important part of an athlete's setup in a team that go completely unseen and undiscussed to the general public and pretty much anyone outside of the team circle. That's going on in the background all the time. Riders might be signed to 1, 2 or 3 year or even more on specific teams, and at some stages those contracts come to an end. They run their term, and that's the sort of time when decisions need to be made as well. That could be a rider looking for a new spot on a new team, a rider looking to re-sign on their own team, or potentially even other teams wanting a specific rider, or teams wanting to fill a spot that they have. And at the same time, there might be riders that know that their contract is coming to the end of its term, and therefore will be looking for a re-signing as well. Two specifically are Rudi Eichorn and Oliver Zwar. They'll be coming to the end of their contractual term with FMD at the end of 2024. So it's a very pivotal and important season for them, because their performance this year will determine the decisions that Tony and the team make going into 2025.
The massive thing with Ruse is that he's moving up to elites next year, and second year junior, you want to see that they can perform at the highest level. And then there's potential in that rider. But there's even more potential in those riders that are pushing, you know, elite top 20 times. There's huge potential in those riders that are pushing elite top 10 times. You know, and that's what you need to be looking at. That's every kid out there needs to be looking, that if they want to get into this sport, you know, year 1 junior, you should be developing. In year 2, you should be pushing hard. You know, and that's what you've got to be doing. There is genuinely an ultimatum with Rudi, and we do have to go through it with him.
Pressure gets added and added every single race for you to get a result, and it's like crash, 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 and all my finals runs, and then obviously got to a point where I had to just slow down a bit and just try and get a race run. But that's not good enough. Like, you need to get results, so yeah.
Into the final jump, over 20 metres off the Red Bull step down there. So he's just dropped off the pace a little bit towards the back to put in a 4.
All the things that got said made me realise, like, I've actually only got 2 races to do something here.
What I've said to him is, you can't look beyond what you are now. Deal with what you can deal with, control what you can control. Get yourself into a situation where you're riding and then doing things and that'll take care of itself. You can't preempt, you can't allow those negative thoughts to eat away with you and start pushing you to do things beyond where you're capable of doing it at this stage.
On a good day, Ollie can get a top 10. If he is able to put all those things here and get mindset here, then he'll be absolutely fine. You know, but it's very, very difficult to get above that line, whether it's the pressure line, whether it's the thought line, whether it's whatever. It's really difficult. There's only a handful of athletes that can do it, you know, and switch when they get into that start gate.
Called it good, didn't I? Oh, that one good, didn't I? Yeah, fair play. Stuck.
Yeah, stuck for you, man. Good job.
Is that any good?
14.
Pardon?
Good 14.
Right. Oh, how happy are you?
Yeah, I tried.
Yay!
Like you?
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I'm stoked. What a good day for the team.
Well done, man. Well done. It's so good.
I'd love to see Ollie Zwar achieve exactly what he can achieve, and he showed us pretty much give or take in qualies with a P14, I think, fastest elite male in the canyon in that run. The top half of the elite men's field's insanely talented, insanely deep. Being anywhere near the top 15 or top 10 is mad. So
I've always believed in myself, but then when just you dealt with an injury and you can't, like, you're just struggling for confidence, you stop believing sometimes. To do that, I think means a lot for myself and my confidence going into, like, I don't even care what happens tomorrow. I'm just happy that I got that speed, and it's like, I think it's like 2 seconds off like Heath or something. So it's like, it was ridiculous. We give it so much confidence for being 100% healthy, and like, I don't know, I'm pretty stoked.
I spoke to Rudi in Louisville and said, look, you know, show me something. Like, show me anything, because at the moment it's really hard for me to justify your place on the team. It's really hard for me to justify it.
When you're at a World Cup, just tell yourself, just try and get it into your head that it's literally just riding a bike like you always do. There's definitely nothing like the pressure on a race run. Like, it's so hard to prepare for.
When you've got the likes of first-year juniors coming in and dominating times that are almost as good as the elites, if not better, in certain places, in certain sectors. And yeah, I said to him in Ludenville, that's kind of what I wanted to see out of him for the last 2 races.
I did let the pressure get to my head too much for that finals run and got a bit too stressed out at the top.
Rudi Eichorn, Canyon Collective, FMD.
And yeah, it showed in my riding. I just got a bit scrappy the whole way down my run, and yeah, pressure can actually like really affect your race runs.
Eichorn 7.7 back at the third split, so may have been in trouble himself. That said, it's 4 seconds down at the second already, so rider really trying to turn reserves of talent into race results. Eichorn from the UK, and the FMD squad really, figuratively and literally, a family on the road. The Seagraves and the young riders they work with, all very, very close. 10.3 seconds back.
Definitely when I crossed the line, I was like, oh, again, not quite there, but I know if I just didn't have my weird head game like telling me I need to do this, I probably would have been able to just get a top 10. It's annoying to look back and think that.
We didn't see it in Ludenville, and it's heartbreaking. You know, it really is heartbreaking. He's been with us since he was 14 years old.
It's part of the woodwork of FMD, and everyone wants the best for him, and everyone wants to see Rudi be a part of what we are and who we are. But it makes it really hard.
You know, I have to look in the mirror and say, what did I do wrong? But we've got an awfully good team around us, and we're quite open about chatting about things like that. And I can't see that there's anything that we've done wrong.
We pride ourselves so much on building people like Rudi to who they are that it's tough to understand that there is a reality where an athlete like Rudi might not be a part of FMD.
And it's just unfortunate that, you know, in Rudi's growth and development, currently he's not showing he's got what it takes to be at the top.
I'm going to go for a win.
You can just see that it's a new and more mature Tane.
That was so good up until the end. Fuck. It's been a terrible weekend so far.
I've never felt this confident. I've never ridden this good. Like, this is my chance. Shit!
For fuck's sake!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Especially as it's not even down your back. Huh?
Just for fun.
Prendre les sentiers